Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something every Oblivion fan loves to tinker with, custom classes. Yep, we're talking about the Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion Remastered, and how you can take your gameplay to the next level by creating your very own custom class. Now, the game already offers 21 preset classes, which is awesome, but let's be real. Sometimes you just want a little more control over how your character grows. Whether you're into sneaking through the shadows, blasting enemies with destruction magic, or going full tank with a warhammer, making a custom class gives you the freedom to play your way. What makes this even more exciting is that some custom builds can seriously elevate your experience. We're talking about combos that just work, skills that synergize so well together. They make combat smoother, magic more efficient, and exploration a breeze. Sure, the best custom class depends on your personal style, but there are a few builds out there that stand out for being super versatile and fun to play. So, stick around, because we're about to break down some of the best custom classes you can make in Oblivion Remastered, and how to build them for maximum awesomeness. Let's get into it. I'm quickly moving on to the video. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching. If you have ever wanted to walk in the shining boots of a righteous warrior, smiting evil while standing as a beacon of justice, then let me tell you about one of the best custom class options in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, the Paladin. This is not your run-of-the-mill preset Crusader class. No, this is a custom creation for players who want to lean hard into the role-playing side of things. Imagine yourself as a noble defender of Cyrodiil, wielding a heavy mace in one hand and a shimmering restoration spell in the other, marching straight into danger with your faith as your shield. The Paladin build focuses primarily on close quarters combat. We are talking full plate armor, tower shields, and blunt weapons, the classic setup. Your favorite attributes here are strength and endurance, which means you hit hard and can take a serious beating. Major skills include the likes of armor, block, and heavy armor, making you a walking tank. But it is not all just about smashing things. You have got some useful magic too. Alteration helps with defense and utility, while Restoration keeps you on your feet and your companions in the fight. Now, where this build really shines is in the role-playing potential. If you are the kind of player who likes to get into character, like really get into character, the Paladin is your calling. You are not going to be sneaking through shadows or picking locks in the Thieves Guild. That is not your style. You are the type to refuse a Dark Brotherhood invitation outright, reporting the letter to the nearest guard instead. You're on a mission from the Nine Divines after all. And that mission? Purge evil, protect the innocent, and maybe save the world while you are at it. This class is especially satisfying for players who want to feel like their character's morality actually matters in the game world. From the choices you make in dialogue to the factions you join or avoid, everything supports the identity of a devout warrior. Plus, the Oblivion Gates are not going to close themselves. With your mace glowing with enchantments and your soul pure as the snow on Dive Rock, you are exactly the kind of hero Cyrodiil needs. Alright, let's talk about one of the coolest custom class ideas in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, the Battle Sage. This is the kind of character build that lets you charge into the middle of a fight with a mace in one hand and a restoration spell in the other. It is perfect if you like your combat up close and personal, but also want the edge that magic can give you. This class is all about being a tanky, mystical warrior, kind of like a battle-hardened monk who decided magic is just as important as muscle. Now, the Battle Sage specializes in magic, which might sound surprising given the heavy armor and blunt weaponry involved, but it makes total sense. Willpower and endurance are your favorite attributes here. Willpower helps you regenerate magicka faster, so you can keep casting support spells mid-fight, while endurance boosts your health and armor effectiveness. It is a smart combo that turns your character into a juggernaut who just keeps going and going. When it comes to major skills, this build picks some of the best for staying alive and dishing out damage. You have Alteration and Mysticism to handle utility tasks. Think opening locks, shielding yourself, or detecting life. Restoration keeps you healthy so you can heal between hits or even in the thick of battle. Then you have your classic melee picks. Blunt for smashing things, heavy armor to take hits like a champ, block to parry incoming attacks, and armorer so you can fix your gear without running to town every 5 minutes. Every skill here has a purpose, and they all work together beautifully. What makes the Battle Sage stand out among the best custom classes in Oblivion Remastered is that it feels like you are always prepared. There is a spell for every situation, and your weapon is never far from your hand. Whether you are delving into ancient ruins, clearing out bandit camps, or going toe-to-toe with a Daedric Lord, this build gives you the tools to survive and thrive. You are not just a bruiser, you are a tactician, one who fights smart and hits hard. So, let's talk about one of the absolute best custom classes you can build in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, the Summoner. If you have ever wanted to be that mysterious figure in the back of the battlefield, calmly watching your summoned creatures wreak havoc on your enemies while you stay safe and strategic, then this is your class. It is all about conjuring allies, controlling the pace of a fight, and keeping yourself out of direct danger. Think of it as playing chess while everyone else is swinging swords around. Now, the Summoner specializes in magic, of course, and its favorite attributes are intelligence and endurance. That combo is actually pretty clever. Intelligence boosts your magicka, which you will need a lot of, and endurance helps with your health and fatigue, giving you a bit more survivability. For your major skills, you are looking at a solid lineup. Conjuration is the star of the show, but you also get alchemy, destruction, illusion, marksman, restoration, and security. It is a well-rounded mix that lets you adapt depending on the situation, but make no mistake, Conjuration is your bread and butter. When you start out, leveling Conjuration can be a bit of a grind. You will probably be stuck summoning skeletons over and over in some quiet cave just to get that skill up, but trust me, it pays off big time. As you level it, your summoned creatures become stronger, last longer, and you will even unlock powerful Daedra and other creatures that can take on entire groups of enemies for you. There is something incredibly satisfying about summoning a Dremora Lord and just watching it tear through bandits while you sip a potion and line up a few arrows from afar. And here is the thing. The Summoner is not just about offense. Thanks to skills like Restoration and Illusion, you can also keep yourself and your allies alive longer, or manipulate enemies from a distance. It gives you this almost puppet master-like control over the battlefield, and that never stops being fun. Whether you are creeping through ancient ruins or diving into Oblivion Gates, the Summoner is one of the strongest and most rewarding ways to play. Plus, it just feels cool to have an army of magical creatures doing your dirty work while you remain untouchable in the shadows. Alright, let's talk about one of the most stylish and fun custom classes you can build in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, the Arcane Duelist. If you have ever dreamed of dancing through a battlefield with the finesse of a rogue but the firepower of a battle mage, this one is for you. Think less brute force and more elegant precision. The Arcane Duelist combines agility and magic in a way that feels incredibly dynamic. It is not just about surviving encounters, it is about making every fight feel like a performance. Now, the core of this class lies in its specialization in magic, but do not be fooled. This is no fragile wizard hiding behind fireballs. With agility as one of your favorite attributes, you will be flipping through combat with acrobatics and cutting enemies down with your blade skill before they even know what hit them. Light armor keeps you mobile without sacrificing too much protection, and trust me, being fast on your feet is crucial when you are balancing spellcasting and melee combat in tight quarters. What really sets the Arcane Duelist apart from something like the preset Spellsword class is its deeper focus on utility and manipulation. Major skills like Illusion and Alteration open up so many creative options. You can charm your way out of trouble, vanish from sight, or paralyze your foes before they can even lift their weapon. And outside of combat, the Speechcraft skill makes a huge difference. Whether you are haggling with merchants or persuading a noble, it smooths over those awkward moments that other builds often fumble through. Overall, this build is perfect if you are the kind of player who likes to experiment with different approaches. You are not locked into one role. You can go stealthy, go loud, go magical, or slice your way through with style. The Arcane Duelist is all about adaptability and flair. If you enjoy having options and want a class that feels both strategic and theatrical, give this one a try. Trust me, you will not want to go back. If you are diving into the Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion Remastered and looking for a melee-focused custom class that truly shines in the thick of battle, let me introduce you to the Vanguard. This build is perfect for players who love to be right in the enemy's face, swinging swords and shrugging off hits like a walking tank. The Vanguard is all about durability and efficiency, built to last and built to win. When it comes to the major skills, you have some important choices to make. First up is your weapon specialization, blade or blunt. You cannot go wrong with either, but you have to commit to one. Pick blade if you prefer finesse and speed, or blunt if you are all about raw damage and crushing blows. Heavy armor and block are essential here, forming the backbone of your defense. An armorer ensures your gear never gives up on you mid-fight. It is a solid trifecta for anyone planning to go toe-to-toe with Daedra or bandits. But this class is not all brawn. The Vanguard throws in a splash of magic with Alteration and Restoration, making you way more versatile than the average warrior. Alteration spells like Shield and Open Lock are incredibly useful, both in and out of combat. You can buff up before a fight or sneak through locked doors without relying on lockpicks. Restoration keeps you on your feet longer, letting you patch yourself up quickly between battles instead of burning through potions like candy. For the final major skill slot, you have a bit of freedom. If you want to stay quick on your feet and improve your stamina regeneration, Athletics is a great choice. On the other hand, if you're the type to think a few steps ahead, consider taking Alchemy. Crafting your own potions mid-battle can be a game changer, especially in tougher dungeons or boss fights. Either way, the Vanguard class gives you a robust toolkit that feels strong from the start and scales well as you level up. It is one of the most well-rounded and satisfying melee builds you can make in Oblivion Remastered. Alright, let's talk about one of the most fun and profitable custom classes you can create in the Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion Remastered, the Dungeon Explorer. If you are the kind of player who loves sneaking through shadowy corridors, looting ancient ruins, and turning a pile of rusty swords into a small fortune, this build might just be your perfect match. It is tailor-made for adventurers who enjoy dungeon crawling and want to squeeze every septim out of their loot runs. What really sets the Dungeon Explorer apart is its specialization in stealth. This means your character will move quietly and quickly, slipping past enemies like a ghost. You get favored attributes in Agility and Personality, which is a great combo. Agility helps you dodge attacks and move with finesse, while Personality boosts your ability to charm merchants into giving you better deals. It is not just about survival here, it is about style and profit. Now, let's break down the major skills. You have Acrobatics and Sneak, which let you reach those high ledges and stay out of sight. Security is key for popping open locked chests and doors, and Illusion Magic adds some sneaky utility like turning invisible or calming down aggressive enemies. Blade and Block give you just enough power to hold your own in a fight, especially when your stealthy approach does not quite go according to plan. And then there is Mercantile. This skill makes a big difference when you are selling all that dungeon loot. Better prices mean more gold, and more gold means better gear or just a fatter coin purse. The beauty of this class is how balanced it feels. You are not charging into battle like a warrior or hurling fireballs like a battle mage. You are picking your fights, planning your moves, and making money while you do it. Each dungeon run becomes a mix of strategy and skill, and every trip back to town is a chance to upgrade or invest. So if you like the idea of playing a clever rogue who always has the upper hand, both in combat and in commerce, give the Dungeon Explorer a shot. You might be surprised how rich the ruins of Cyrodiil can make you. If you're diving into the Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion Remastered and thinking, how can I turn every fight into a cinematic assassination scene? Then let me introduce you to the Shadowblade custom class. This build is all about stealth, speed, and striking from the shadows before your enemies even know what hit them. It is perfect for players who enjoy slipping through enemy camps unseen or taking down a room full of guards without raising a single alarm. The Shadowblade specializes in stealth, with intelligence and agility as its favored attributes. That means you are not only quick on your feet, but also have the magical brain power to mess with your enemies in clever ways. The major skills are hand-picked for silent dominance. Acrobatics helps you move like a ghost, Blade and Marksman let you deal high damage quietly, and Light Armor keeps you protected without making you sound like a walking toolbox. Illusion is really where this class shines though. This school of magic gives you access to spells like Invisibility, Silence, and Charm, perfect for sneaking past guards or turning a potential ambush into a smooth infiltration. Combine that with Sneak and Security and you have got yourself a master thief/assassin who can rob a castle blind and disappear before the guards even finish their lunch. Overall, the Shadowblade is not just strong, it is fun. It is the kind of build that makes you feel clever for outsmarting your enemies and powerful for eliminating them with precision. Whether you are slipping through dungeons or taking out targets under the cover of night, this class makes stealth gameplay feel like an art form. So, if you are looking to play a character who thrives in the shadows and never needs backup, the Shadowblade might just be your new favorite way to explore Oblivion Remastered. If you have ever played the Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion Remastered and thought, man, I wish I could stay hidden in the shadows and take down enemies without them ever knowing I was there, then the Stealth Archer build is your dream come true. Sure, Oblivion already has a preset Archer class, but with just a few tweaks, this custom version becomes one of the most satisfying and powerful ways to experience the game. It is not just about shooting arrows. It is about using the environment, movement, and strategy to outsmart every enemy you face. This build is all about stealth and mobility. With a specialization in stealth and favored attributes like agility and speed, you will be moving fast, hitting hard, and staying completely out of sight. Major skills such as acrobatics and athletics make you incredibly agile, perfect for dodging attacks and positioning yourself for that perfect shot. Add sneak and marksman to the mix, and you have a character who can turn every encounter into a silent takedown. But what really sets this build apart is how customizable it is. While the core focus is on movement and range damage, you get 3 slots to play around with. Some players like to include alchemy for crafting poisons and enhancing their arrows, giving their attacks that extra bite. Others prefer restoration for a bit of survivability, or to roleplay a more balanced adventurer who can heal when things go south. The flexibility here is what makes the build so popular. It is tailored to your playstyle. At the end of the day, the Stealth Archer is not just about power, it is about style. There is something incredibly satisfying about clearing out an entire dungeon without anyone ever seeing you. And let's be honest, watching enemies drop one by one from the shadows never gets old. If you're jumping into Oblivion Remastered and want a class that is versatile, fun, and just a little bit sneaky, this might be the one for you. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.